Welcome back, this is Sarg. Now, you will see that the days played will be much higher than when the beginning of the video actually starts. The intro, though, has a lot more days to it than when it actually starts the project that I have planned for this video. Just know, it will not be complete, but it will be a lot of progress will be done. I just really have been working on this for so long. I hope that you guys all enjoy. So stay tuned and find out what I've been doing these past few weeks. Out of a 200 block space, I believe, I got the first 27 blocks all the way up to there mined out. And that's not the pinnacle of how high it's gonna go. It actually will go higher at one point, but not in this area because there's my villager area is right where the sea lanterns are right there, right above the floor. And if I go too high, of course I'll run to it. So past the area where a staircase, it might go up a little bit. Probably I'll probably use stairs to make it tilt up. I might actually just cut it off and add some details to look like it's being held up by some pillars, and then it'll show the main other area of the ceiling that'll be even higher. But that's for this area over here. I still have, well, I did say 27 blocks, right? Yeah. So that gives me 173. No. I'm ass off right now. I can't think. Yeah. 177. No, that's still off. Okay, guys, it's late. I can't do math right now. I don't know why. Something like this normally would be super simple for me, but okay, Thunder. Oh, it's late. It's like 3:45 a.m. right now. Yeah, so it's a little late. I'll probably edit it in probably how many blocks I have left to go, but just it is 200 blocks out that way. So considering, yeah. So of course I've done 27 blocks mined out completely in total. This we want to go this way. So yeah, 173 is actually should be what's left, theoretically. So yeah. But this took so long to mine out. Not to mention the amount of resources I got for this so far. Just this area. Just take in mind. I mean, of course, this right here and all of this over here. Though we got this. All of this is full. All of it. And then also the ores and stuff and slime, because the slime chunks and all that is super annoying. But yeah, considering all these two, all of these chests are full. Every single one of them. All throughout. Well, except for right here. This is the new stack I recently got of stuff I'm just piling in. But yeah, so I've been having to make tons of chests just to kind of put all these resources in. Just for scaffolding, just some items that I have on hand. But yeah, that's basically what I've been doing for many hours. This is probably, I'd say, 6 hours into the project in total. And this is what I got. And for Thunder. Oh yeah, also it's this dungeon spawn right here. I don't know what to do about this, honestly. I might have to get rid of it, which I really would not want to. But luckily though, it's just a zombie spawner, so it's not like anything special. But yeah, might have to get rid of it because it's in the way. Or I could build a little something around it to fit into the room's aesthetic, but whatever. Of course, I still have to figure out block palette for the stairs and everything. But basically, you can see how it's going to go. I'm planning on having a big pillar right in the middle of this, going all the way to the ceiling, and that's where the transition might begin or something like that, slowly into it. But yeah, that's what I got so far. And also make nice detailed stairs. But I guess that's stuff for future me to figure out. For now, I'm just going to keep mining away and get back to you when I got more progress done. So, just wait until then. Hopefully, it won't take too long, but this video will probably release a lot later compared to the last one. But only time will tell. Or by this point, I had to get lots of wood for the project I had down below in the previous clip. And that was a lot of dark oak wood. How do I know what I'm saying? Wood. The amount of logs I need for that project entirely is a humongous amount. I used already over a shulker box worth, and I needed more. And that's not even the end of it. I still need more than that. But I did not get to be able to finish the entire project during this video. I'm still working on that as well. But I also decided to do a few other things you'll see a little bit later on. But yeah, this is a short clip of me just getting lots of wood, mining out forests, and I did mine out the entire forest. After a long wait time, finally this is what I got so far. Well, I mined out a good bit, but not all of it. And this is going to be the block palette so far. There's the crime scenes for lighting, more so, along with the amethyst. Which I don't think it looks too terrible. It's not bad. But I'm still unconvinced about this. I don't know what to do with this. I mean, it's not horrible, but... Yeah, it's horrible. At the same time, just like, it looks a little bit contradictory. Looks like there's a little too much going on. I think I can make a simpler pattern. Simpler and better. With a little bit of a better look to it. So this is still subject to change, just so you know. I'm not exactly going to plan to keep it this way. I think I might change it. Because I normally don't like doing something unless I'm completely satisfied with it. So for the time being, it's going to be like that until I get more of the room finished. So I can actually continue, and we'll continue on finishing all that, then move on to here. Also, should mention, this is basically the first room going up, but it's actually going to be bigger than this too. This is the first one right here, but there's if you remember from the last video, there's a villager hall above me. When that villager hall cuts off, along with the staircase, it'll go up around another 20 blocks or so, and it'll make it look like, and I'll have a post, like one of these wooden things, all the way across, and then expand up. Make it look like it cuts off, but at basically of a clean, it'll have a clean look despite cutting off. And it'll continue on with the same, mostly the same pattern, but just be much bigger. I think you guys really like it. I think it'll be really cool when it's done. Of course, this video has already gone on for a long time, or I should say, not video, but progress on this project has gone on for a long time already. So it is still continuing to take a long while. I said long a lot, but yeah, it will definitely take some time. I still have to finish the staircase too. This one is aesthetic will be green, but I also have to make sure that this cuts off from here, so you can't really, so it doesn't look too drastically different. Gotta kind of have it blend in, which that might prove to be a challenge, but I won't know until I actually try it. But that's basically what was going on right now. So I just decided I probably should show you. And I'll come back to you when I got more progress. But yeah, the amount of amethyst for this is literally insane. I don't have any more, and I need a lot more. But, so we get back to it. Okay, so for the time being, right now, I actually decided to continue building instead of mining the area out. Just for a bit of better, like, I guess for better sense of what the design should be. Because I was not satisfied with what I had before, so I changed it up a little bit. I think this honestly looks a little bit better. Now, I don't know if the gold blocks are going to be permanent there, but I think it's not like a bad design. But it could be a different color, or it could be a different shape. But so far, this is what I got. I got a little bit of crying obsidian in the corners. Area with the stair blocks, stair quartz, and then quartz pillars. And red nether brick, which fits quite well, honestly, with the shade of the ceiling. And also using end rods, as these like I had in the previous design, except a little bit different. And more of a square shape, more like that. It makes them look more even. But I think that's what I'm going to do for the walls for the time being. I also have lots of geodes over that way, which I found like 5 different geodes over in this area. And that helps with a lot of gathering blocks for the amethyst. While I'm building this area, the geodes are constantly producing amethyst. So this is a good amount of blocks so far, but I'm going to need a lot more for this entire build entirety. Also, as you notice, the pillars went up like that, which I already showed that before. So that's going to require tons of wood. I mean, block-wise, I've been using a lot, and this is all the wood dark oak I really have left. This is like a shore box full of dark oak, and it's been used on this bit right here. And also, I'm thinking whether I should expand out the areas this way. One thing about the geodes, though, I don't plan to remove the geodes, so I'm gonna have to try to work around them. Maybe put some pillars, like really big pillars, right around the geode, and have like a staircase that goes up to it or something like that. But yeah, the geodes will be exposed, but hopefully I can cover them up with pillars. So I hope the distance between how far they are isn't too significant. Because if it is, then that's gonna make it very challenging. But I think it'll work overall. I mean, this is Minecraft. You can always work around things, make things look even. Even if like one's right here, and there's none right there. Pillar differentiate, one's functional while the other's not. Or it could lead to like a special little room for like, I don't know, having some maybe anvil, brewing, sand crafting, like a normal thing you'd find in most people's bases. And of course, have scaffolding going all the way up to the top. And I still have to mine out 100 more blocks that way, or something. Like 200. A lot. Let's just say that. 150, I think. Yeah, but this is what I got so far. So I'm gonna continue with the design, see how it goes from here. So I think it'll look a little better once it's all full right here. It'll give me a better perspective of how one floor should look at least. And I guess I'll just continue building and see how it goes from there. And just like I said, I started building a little bit more. You can see I put in through the old right there and put in crying obsidian. Then I put staircases around it as well, which definitely made it give just a tiny bit of detail exposed, but those just little tiny things really help. Then gold around it, which I think I will, after looking at it a little bit further, keep the gold there as well. The pattern still could be subject to change, but overall, I really enjoyed building it, and it looked nice, honestly. Of course, there'll be some little other details I can add in eventually, but until then, that's basically all I got done. And I really think it's actually pretty good, so I'm going to leave it at that. You guys know full well that this has been a project going on for a while, especially since you've seen how long the last video was uploaded ago. So I decided though, for the time being, I'm going to take a quick break off the project down there and start moving up towards the castle. Just for a little break, just to build and stuff, keep mining, because it's a long bit has been put into this already. I think I counted out basically a rough estimate of how many blocks I've mined out, 200,000 or so. But yeah, so this area is mined out. I've already put some detail into that, like I've already showed. And up here, it's going to be even further out. I mined out in more 20 blocks that way, 20 blocks that way, and all the way up to level 15 up there. That will be the actual height in general. It says 13, but it's actually 15. This will actually be where the height will be. As you can see, this is the staircase that leads down to my villager area for the librarians. Right here, this is where the ceiling will be. Also, when I was talking about I was going to have like a wood pillar that splits off at the top to split to this area, it's going to be down right there. So this will be covered by the block palette of this floor, and then a giant log that will be separating this area from here to up there will be like right across this. Of course, I gotta pull out a few blocks just to give it a little bit more depth, but that's actually the main majority. So it's gonna go out that way, that way. This will come all the way over here. Of course, you won't see any of the skeletal structure, up top. You'll just see the interior, and the same will be with this area. But the ceiling will expand up that way. And all of that has to be mined out to all the way back there. So that's going to take a long time to finish. So for the time being, I'm going to just build, I guess, more of the castle. Once I got some of that done, that'll probably be the end of this video until the next. Because it's already been dragged on for a few weeks. And I realized that I can't spend all that time going like months without uploading a single video. That would be kind of stupid to do. So I decided and just going to build a little bit on the castle and see how it goes from there. Oh yeah, don't worry. This room also will be complete soon as well. Maybe not in this one, but next one. Okay, so now I'm going to start on the towers again. Before I build the main walls, I figured I probably should build some of the towers. So, I mean, finally, after all this time, I'm getting back to the project at hand. Castle, still layout is not complete. As you can see, I have that back there. I showed that in the previous video. But also, there's more still has to be built to the layout. Of course, that right there is the main throne room. This tower right here specifically will be inside one of the rooms connecting to the throne room. So that's how it's going to go right there. Now, as for the throne room, normally you like have a big door that opens up right into the middle of it. So actually, as it goes over to this room space area over here will be cut off from a wall, probably from like over where this is. Then there'll be the main door, be like right here. You open any of those doors. Of course, mostly will be for show, obviously, but you'll have like little doors you can go into. We'll go into this area, which will lead up to the throne room. But I think it'll be pretty cool. So now I'll just get on with the building. So around in this area, just kind of sped up by 10 times, and I was just building up the frame of it. This used a lot more quartz than I was anticipating, so I had to go back and actually mine, well, not really mine out more, but I had to go back to my villager room, get more quartz, and I also had to build up even more. Now, I'm only building the frame right here for now, for the tower, but I'm going to build up the head, and then I'll have to remove the rest of the tower, because I'm actually realized that where I need the ceiling is, and somewhere completely different in total. So, yeah, as you see, the reason why I had the scaffolding there, though, is because I actually had to make more quartz. That's where I said I was going back down to the basement to get some more right there. So, yeah, once I got around this height is where I realized I actually need to actually build the top of it, realizing it's going to be a little bit different than the other towers. Like, yeah, I probably should not keep it even, and should make sure this one's more above. Over in this area, this is the top of the tower, where it's actually going to be. I always use the iron for where the windows would be, iron blocks, basically for the straight windows. And for the diagonal ones, the glass blocks. Now I get to build the amethyst. This was the most expensive part of the build, and also one of the most fun, and definitely ASMR. Can't hear it right now, but when the audio's on, it was, yeah. I love building the amethyst specifically because of how it sounds. Of course, this one took a lot of looking back and forth, making sure I got all the blocks right. This is where all the details come into play, where I used a lot of quartz, smooth quartz slabs, smooth quartz stairs, and the amethyst, plus polished diorite slabs. Also, for some of the points though, I used normal diorite and just turned it into fence gates, basically. Or as the Minecraft calls them, a wall block. That was basically what I did for the towers, but they just add those nice little details. Then I put end rods on top of those just for even extra detail and give them those nice sharp points. Now, a lot of the towers I will be building here will not be exactly the same. For the ones that have a general structure, they'll look like this. But some of the ones that are bigger or smaller might have a little bit of differences. I don't know if I'll make any towers that are technically skinnier than this, but there will be towers that are indeed longer, taller, and thicker. They're definitely going to be huge, and they're going to make these ones look like really tiny in the comparison. But yeah, so the details on that will be a little bit different. And there it is. Only the top of it, though. I still have a lot of the other general structure to build. But that'll be the roof, though, connecting to that. So as you see, though, they look exactly the same. Sorry about that. That was an alarm right there. But yeah, I was really pleased with it. And now it's time to actually build the general wall more so. Some of the details for the wall. Well, of course, that little area I first built will have to be deleted now. I'll have to break the rest of those blocks down and repurpose them for later. Here's a look of it from far away. Looks very interesting, doesn't it? Magical, just floating in the air like that. Okay, well, anyways, yeah. So for that bottom area, I'll have to remove that and move that up a little bit, and then the roof will cut across right from there. Later, you'll see exactly what I mean when I say that. Okay, so now I got a little bit of a part complete, like the head of it, the top, kind of floating. Yeah, but it's kind of like the hardest part to build of it, most detailed part. But also, as you saw previously, I was building that, but considering this bit right here, and that's gonna go up a little bit, might connect this roof might be just a little bit lower. I'm gonna have to remove probably the areas from that because that'll be kind of inside the border from this and this. So that'll be the walls building up for the actual structure that connects to the throne room. So I think I only need the top to a certain level to maybe right to this level or just a little bit lower, and that will be where it connects. Because on the inside, I plan to have, possible I could use that for a structure grid as like, you know where the tower is, or I could have something else a little bit in the way for interior, like a ladder that leads right up to the tower itself. I'm not quite decided yet on that, but I know the detail right here definitely is not needed whatsoever. It kind of is unnecessary because you won't even see on the outside. You'll just see on the inside. And like, why would you want that? The inside is going to be completely different from the exterior as well. I still wanted, of course, to show like so the white from the outside, interior for walls and the inside, but also a different mixture of colors as well. I haven't completely decided on interior yet. I normally kind of build things as I go. Like, I don't really do testing much creative. I normally just build as I go. It's kind of what I've been doing down in the basement for a long time. But anyways, I'll just continue building and I'll get a general idea once that's complete. So see you then. Okay, so now the walls, well, not walls. I have to build the walls. I'm not thought of any design whatsoever at all. The tower, though, basically is complete. I decided to destroy the bottom like I said I was going to do because I needed to get the walls connected to this right here. The ceiling will come across it, so it will actually cut off around it though. So of course it will actually fuse into the roof. Little did I know though, I had to change the entire front structure entirely just to get the roof to actually match up with the other side. But as the tower is like sticking out, you know. That's one of the towers that would definitely be like that. This one though, on this side will be fully all the way. I might have a tower off to the side right here that connects to that one. Or I might actually break that tower down entirely and have it separated just a little bit more, like come up and a bridge come out of it to this area. But of course I can't do that, make sure that's not that high because I'm floating. It wouldn't, I don't know how tall this, how many floors it might have to it. Whether it be one big room or it could go to, and then have a staircase that goes down to the floor. Anyways though, so now I gotta build up the walls, which would be from that little area across to that little area. So I'll have to remove that right there. That's just the basis to where the tower would be, so I could understand where it's going to be. But then now I gotta build the walls, and I gotta think of a design for that. So I don't know what to do yet, but I'm just gonna play around with it, and I'll find out what I guess how I do. And I'll see ya when I get back to it. Right, so I finally have a design picked out for it. For the most part, anyways. It's still subject to change. Possibly. Except for one area. Like, I said the walls. But the window is going to stay. This is what I got so far. It took me a little bit of time to figure out design. A lot of times while I'm working, I will be thinking about what to do and how to make it look. So this is what I got though. I really thought something completely different. I'm like, I'm gonna do this. And then as soon as I got on the world and started building, I did something completely different. At first I was thinking about expanding this out a little bit, then put a window, but I'm like, nah. So I think this looks okay. I like it. So obviously, you got some pillars for detail, and right here, because of the distance difference right here, but it's a crying obsidian. So a window. Now for glass, I'm thinking about doing maybe multiple stains. Maybe surround it in like magenta or pink and then purple in the center, or even adding a mix of black in it like I did with the towers. But other than that, it's still what I got. But basically, as I said before, the roof sticks out kind of like, that's how the tower goes, it sticks out with the roof like that. That is intentional on designing that. And I think it fits in quite well. Of course, the interior has nothing at all. Obviously, it's like a blank canvas. Of course, I'm not going to leave it like this. I'm just building the skeleton of the structure first. And then the interior will be done after that. Well, I go and say skeleton, more like skin. The rest would be on the side, though. But yeah, this is basically what it looks like so far. I'm probably going to add some sea lanterns right there to add some lighting. Or maybe, I don't really need a frog light farm. That'd be nice. Because I could use sea lanterns for the time being and add frog lights later. But yeah, that's basically what I got so far. So I guess I'll just continue building, but I'm also getting more resources. Also, I might just put some bricks down just to give it a better structure. And once I got more progress, I guess I could time lapse what I'm building or show here bits of here and there. And I'll get back to you when that is done. Instead of going back to the walls, I decided to actually build the next tower with the resources I had. Also, that roof right there, oh, it was so hard. Just like I said in that little clip that I paused, I had to raise it up a little bit just to get it to fit. And I put some crime obsidian in this extra detail. I really think it asked me the front look better than it originally did. It took a lot more amethyst too, and just to build it up and to get the roofs on both sides from that new tower to match up with the roof from the front. Because the roof from the front goes up by 2 blocks each time, while the roof from the side goes by a block per block up. Getting those 2 roofs to match up was not an easy task whatsoever, and realized I had to actually completely change it entirely. And as you see right there, this is the big towers right there. This is where I decided to add some pillars up for the main frame for the throne room. It's going to be very tall, but I think it's going to be quite interesting what's going to happen with it. I don't have many plans yet for it, but it's going to be really good. That's all I can say. Probably going to be messing around with it quite often. I'll most likely try to skip most of those clips that I will be doing, but that'll be for the next video. Or even next few, it depends on how long it takes really. But it does take me a long time to record a lot of this, and the editing is never what I'd call necessarily easy. Sorry for some of the echo sounds that happen. When I am recording, because I'm using an iPad, echo sounds, stuff like that can be a little bit weird. As well, depending on how much lag is going on, which I normally don't lag often. But using an iPad, there's only so much you can do. Eventually, I do plan to move to a PC, but first, I should get better Wi-Fi before I do that. And also messing around, I'll probably still be using the same app for editing and all that when I am indeed using the PC. But I hope for the most part of what I've been doing right now, you've enjoyed most of it. And I'll continue to do the best I can with the editing and try to make sure it's not as boring as possibly can be. I also do hope that you actually stay inspired from what I'm doing. And just, as always with Minecraft, just enjoy building and exploring your creativity. Just always stay inspired to do more. So I'm going to basically put a gate probably around this area as the main doors to actually allow it into this area specifically. Or the gate will be over here because I'm thinking the throne room, like that's the front of it, but the throne room is actually going to be like kind of a door that kind of separates from this area to this area over here. That'll be kind of separate. So like probably around this area, this room will be one separate room to there, and right through the middle right here there'll be a door right here, and as you go through it, then there'll be this main throne room right through here. So this mountain will have to be removed. But basically that's how it's gonna go. And I think this video has gone on long enough. I've put so many hours to it, probably one of the longest yet, because I wouldn't say the longest one yet, but grinding wise, yes, because hours I've put into this project has already been long overdue. So I hope you enjoyed the video, and hope I will see you next one. If you like it, consider dropping a like, because that would be appreciated. And until the next one, this is Sark, over and out.